Okay. All right, so hey, listeners and watchers and viewers, I'm James Wilson, the State Vice President of Georgia Hosa, and I want to first thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I want to begin by telling you a story. When I was at a leadership camp for ROTC, it was a week-long camp. And the first 2 days, I was doing great. It was a lot of physical fitness type stuff. We were doing teamwork challenges. We were running and jumping, doing everything. And then on Tuesday night, you'll never believe this, but my girlfriend broke up with me. And I was hurt and crushed and demolished. And then on Wednesday, I could not perform my best. I was falling down. I was tripping over people. I was distant. I was out of it. And one of my close friends, she came up to me and she said, listen, James, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what happened. And she said, honestly, I don't want to know. She said, you are a leader. You have to be a leader, and people expect things from their leaders. You have to be able to meet those expectations. You have to become a leader and an overcomer. You have to overcome whatever's going on and get back in the game. And when that happened, I jumped right back in and I started going full throttle. And that's the biggest thing that I want you to take from this. A lot of times we call leaders only leaders. I always say you are a leader and you are an overcomer. Right now, we're living in some difficult, challenging, obstacle-filled times. And I want you to understand as a leader that it is your job to overcome those challenges. When you accept the mantle of leadership, you don't just accept a bunch of fancy titles and name badges and nice clothes. You accept responsibility, and you accept the fact that people are going to expect things from you. And so it is your job to overcome all of life's obstacles. Life is going to constantly be throwing curveballs at you. It's going to constantly be trying to get in your way and stop you from doing the great things that you're doing. And you can really take comfort in knowing that the more you try to do and the better you try to do, the more you're going to face. Every single time you take a step up, something is going to try to cause you to take 2 more steps down. And you have to be a leader and overcome those obstacles. And I always think back to what she said to me. You are a leader. You have to overcome these challenges. And I also want to let you know, right now, we are in a pandemic. This is a challenging time, but this is not the time for you to get lax. This is not the time for you to lay back and say, hey, there's nothing I can do. Find a way to serve. Find a way to lead. Find a way to participate in something, to become a part of something that is bigger than yourself. Whether that means you join a student organization like Hosa, or whether that means you join a team or you start to find a way to serve your community with your mask on, of course. Find a way to do something. Find a way to continue to develop yourself. That personal growth and development, that doesn't stop just because we're in a pandemic. That has to continue. And so I hope that you were able to take something from my time with you. I hope that you were able to learn something. And I definitely hope that you will take the opportunity to reach out to me. I gave all of my social media platforms earlier in the interview. I'll give one. You can follow me on Instagram at @James Wilson. My picture is there, so you'll be able to see it. I sincerely hope that you'll reach out to me. And I sincerely hope that you learned something today. So thank you so much.
That was so awesome. You know, if I was on stage, I'd be like, everybody needs to stand and give a round of applause, shout, make some noise. That really was absolutely awesome. And this has been one of my all-time favorite interviews. I've gotten to interview and work with thousands of student leaders across the country. And it's definitely a reason why you've been selected, you've been appointed to many leadership opportunities, and you've been selected as a Student Leader of the Year for multiple awards. James, congratulations to all the success you've had. Thank you so much for taking the time to serve today. Thank you for serving the student leaders who are going to watch this, who get to be a part of challenges or read books and things like that. You know, I love how you talked about just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean that you can't still grow, doesn't mean that you can't still serve, doesn't mean that you can't still lead. So everyone out there that got to listen today, you were in for a special treat. James had an amazing, or gave so many great tips, so much great advice. And I think everyone who got to listen today definitely got to grow, no matter whether they listened during a pandemic or whether they listen much later in the future. The stuff that James shared today will apply always. So thank you so much, James. It was an honor to have you as a guest. and good luck with the rest of all the things that you do. I know you're going to go and do amazing things, and you're going to overcome and lead in this world. So thank you so much, James.
Thank you. And as I close, I just want to say you are a champion
Oh,
always.
yes, sir. And I love the hash Hosa that you did.
I throw that in a lot of times when I'm speaking about other things. I love going into TSA meetings and just, breaking down with a lot of coughs. Hosa, Hosa, Hosa. So.
It's definitely a great way to steal some some moments just like that. So, but really, James, thank you so much. If you ever need anything from me, feel free to message me. I'm also glad to serve. Or if you see that I'm connected with someone that you want to connect with, I love connecting people to other people, leaders to other leaders. So, whatever you ever need, just give me a holler, and I'm here for you, James. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking the
you.
time today.